Hello, and welcome to
How to Society.
On today's episode, we are going to be talking about idols. Or idolatry. I mean, it depends.
Idolatry.
Yeah.
Golden calves.
Or, I mean, they're... Or, I mean, there's the baby Jesus is an idol.
Baby Jesus is a sweet little thing that you worship on Christmas.
Sweet baby Jesus.
There's Buddha.
Pounds.
There is, well, I suppose there's nothing for the Muslims because it's a sin to have idols.
Well, technically it is for Christianity and Judaism too. And the closest you really get in like Protestant Christianity would be the cross. A lot of people have an issue with that because they're like, you're worshiping the cross and that's a form of idolatry.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Latin America, they seem to worship the Virgin Mary.
Yeah, a lot of Catholics do that.
Like, as its own entity.
It's like praying to your ancestors, basically. That's, at least how I've been taught, that's what the Catholic saints are. It's like you're praying to people who are up there with God and they kind of have a say, so they're like, oh, you know, Saint Mary or Mother Mary, whatever, and they're kind of like, hey, this guy's been talking to me, I was wondering if maybe you could help him out a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
With the Boston accent.
Exactly. The Virgin Mary was from Boston, don't you know?
Hey, Jesus, this guy looked at me funny, huh? You
Where's
got
the
something up. What is this?
Where's the wine for the
Now,
wedding?
the big thing, though, is that's how it all started. Now, we have American Idol, we have
Right.
Brad Pitt,
Cape.
Well-
Ryan Reynolds, you know.
Oh, God. Brian Reynolds.
Those are the modern idols. And so we've literally gone from
The modern
mythical, you know, gods like the Pantheon to now a dude who happens to look good.
Well-
is that all it takes now?
No, well, it depends on where you're looking at from. So from Christianity, they look at idolatry as anything that takes the place of God. Whatever your highest value is basically your idol, right? So if it's money, that becomes your idol. So if it's, you know, physical success, that's your idol. So it's not so much based on people as it is what you're looking up to and trying to
Okay.
achieve.
Have you seen Ryan Reynolds?
God, I know. Trust me, I know.
But
That
here's
man.
the thing, though, is an idol can just be somebody that you try and, like, shape your life around.
Right.
I mean, so in my case, my two idols would be Hunter S. Thompson and Anthony Bourdain. I mean, those two guys, for me, kind of shaped most of my beliefs and everything. Why is that a thing, though? Why do we need to look at somebody else that's literally doing the same things you're doing and all of a sudden be like, I want to be like that person?
Well, I think it's because that's how we pass on our genetic memory. Like, that's how you continue living on is affecting other people and having them carry on your traditions so that your culture survives in some kind of way. And so it's kind of like, you know, everybody is born with these instincts, but we learn from each other what we should be doing. And most of the time, that's why the people we look up to and idolatrize or whatever are older people who are more successful. And you're like, yeah, that's what I want to be.
So
It gives
more
you-
of a roadmap. Right?
Yeah, it gives you a roadmap for where you want to go.
That
I
being
think.
said, though, it's usually more of an idea because the moment you start really looking into it and like really looking at their life and their history, it all falls apart. You
Right.
see that they're just a human just like
Right.
you and they make just as many mistakes and they're just as ruined. So,
Yeah, but I mean, that is something humans tend to do is we have that hero myth that it's like, for some reason humans need that, whether it comes from religion or just other heroes in history, you know, any great person you can think of in history, they have this almost godlike aura around them where it's like, they were this most magnificent person and like even, yeah, I don't know. So I think humans in some way need like a perfect representation that they can try to achieve, or
do you
They
think
don't
that's
struggle.
why it's not right to idolize things in religion? Because they don't want you to try and dig too much into it and tear apart the holier image?
So-
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, so in Christianity, they would say it's because the moment you take an idol, no matter what it is, because the Jews tried to do it with the golden calf. They're like, this is going to represent our God. We just want something to physically represent them. The reason they got in trouble for that was because God is supposed to be outside of everything else. He's this ethereal thing that you cannot fathom on the physical realm. So that's how they viewed it and that's kind of how they view it, at least in my experience in Christianity, is that you don't have an idol because you can't put God into the earth. Which contradicts the Jewish beliefs in the fact that Jesus was born here on earth and God literally came to earth. So the Jews have a big time issue with that.
Who do you idolize? I know, I'm in the room, so you just can't say me. But you can go ahead. Who do you idolize?
No one.
Really? No one. There's nobody that you've been like, that person is awesome. Other than me.
Other than yourself.
Other than yourself. No.
Really?
I don't have a favorite color. I don't have a favorite.
What
I'll
about the
listen to whatever
Joker?
music. Well, yeah, people go to jail because of that.
How about you, Brittany?
Oh boy. God, I don't even know. Ed Gein, Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, Jesus!
Hitler.
I'm kidding.
Mussolini.
Okay,
Stalin.
this went weird. See, and you keep making fun of me for wanting to eat people.
Well,
No.
my idols would be probably Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson, Sam Harris, and Charles.
Charles.
Dawkins.
What's the last
Yeah,
name?
Manson. What can I say?
No, I suppose I do.
Who?
Shit, can't remember his name.
Wow.
The guy who narrates all the animal wildlife documentaries.
Oh,
What's his
David
name?
David Attenborough.
Attenborough. Attenborough. Yeah, no, I'd say most likely him, just because he's a wholesome dude, cares
Steve
about the
Steve
environment.
Irwin?
Cares,
What a
Steve
guy.
Irwin. I forgot he's been dead for too long.
Which makes him eligible to be a Jesus if he can come back.
Mm.
We're waiting, Steve.
See, rather than David Attenborough, I prefer crap. What was his first name from the Wild Thornberries?
Nigel Thornberry. Oh my God.
Yes.
Smasher.
Well, do you know who played did the voice for that character?
Vin Diesel.
No, Tim Curry.
Oh, really?
I know the
Makes
name.
sense.
What a legend.
I know the name.
Anyways.
Rocky Horror Picture Show?
No.
Muppets Treasure Island.
Okay,
Must
yes.
Be-
All right. Yeah, I know where we're at. Long John Silver. I got you.
What a range.
Yes.
What a legend.
I at least I could be completely wrong there, but for some reason that's what I thought I was told once.
I mean,
Somebody
we
wants to
could
fact
Google
check
it.
me.
Yeah, I guess.
Because I for some reason now I'm doubting myself, but I could have sworn that's who it was.
Nigel Thorne. Tim Curry. Yep.
Okay, good.
I wondered he was my favorite.
Cody probably idolized
Mr.
the little
Bean?
boy. Wow,
It's
Mr.
the crazy one.
Yes,
Oh.
Donnie.
Donnie.
Yes.
No.
No.
Donnie.
Donnie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who he idolized.
Little Tarzan.
Whatever.
Wow, you were mean, Mr. Clean.
Mr.
She went for the juggler.
I'm so sorry. I thought
Wow.
he was flaming hot Cheetos and it would be okay.
So, other than that, any other idols?
No, Steve Irwin.
Can you give us a
David
little wink?
Attenborough.
Who was that Canadian guy that did the wilderness show where he would like go out with his bandana and he'd be like, I'm living off this
Wes
land.
Strout?
Let me eat this
Les
beetle."
Strout? Are you talking about Survivor Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, Les Strout.
Yeah.
Dude's
that
awesome.
guy's also cool.
Yeah.
Like he made me want to get a knife.
Jesus.
Jeez. Well, but I mean, you do make a good point. It is kind of a roadmap, kind of a way to model your life by something that you think works,
Right.
but then you come across the issue where you don't want to be a copycat, so you have to
Right.
throw your own little.
You have to be able to, just like with everything, you have to be able to find the truth in it, but then add yourself into that and what you think into that mix. And you have to be true to yourself while taking that advice from other people.
So now this is gonna be you're getting too old commentary kind of deal, but is it me or have the standards for idols gone down over time?
They've gone down. Justin Bieber.
Well,
What?
So I just wonder if it's just a
but what
perspective
happened to
thing,
Jesse McCartney? Like,
Who?
exactly.
or the
Big
Monkees.
when I was younger. Yeah. So I mean,
I guess every generation has had a loser, but
But you also gotta think about it this way too, because, like, in terms of religion, if we're gonna go back to that topic, whereas like Christianity's kind of, I don't know, in society isn't looked upon as like some fantastic trend so much as like Wicca is now. Like all the kids are like, we're gonna put a hex on you, Trump or Biden or whatever. Like, we're gonna go challenge the fairies in the wilderness and dance around in our black dresses and say some freaking chant.
I have seen it. It's picked up more steam. Wicca.
and, well, that
And, like,
explains 2020.
Yeah.
A lot of their
witches are
magic
bad.
is focused on, like, you have to be able to visualize the thing that you wish to accomplish. So, like, having, like, your candles to represent the god and the goddess, having your pentacles? Yes, pentacles. So, like on your altar, or having your crystals and so on. Like, those are technically, like, idols, aren't they?
Well, but you're not worshiping them.
Exactly.
So,
You're
like,
using
the
them
more
gods and the
symbols.
goddess symbols.
They're
I
more
can see.
considered to be tools than actual idols.
Okay.
They're part of a ritual, if you will. So they're a symbol of something, a component.
Okay.
Whereas now, what would be an idol is most Wiccans will worship specific tree types. Like I don't remember the type of tree, but there is a type of wood that they prefer over other wood.
Depends on the season. No, it's true. Their different holidays would represent like a different.
Exactly, but that's what I mean. So that would be their idols. It's more nature based and more intangible than a thing. Although
Ryan
isn't
Reynolds and oak trees.
I want to say there's a pole.
I have no idea if there's a poll.
Yeah, there's a pole that they worship during some part of the year. I don't remember the specifics, but yeah, it's a very phallic thing.
Same type of pole that like Chubby used.
No, it's a bigger
Wisconsin
pole.
Dolls.
No, it's a big pole, and it's got like things coming out the tip.
That sounds like a lot of poles in the world.
Yeah, there is a lot.
But I mean, like I said earlier, though, idols are really just anything you're worshiping. So your idol can literally be whatever I believe your top ethic is. That's really what your idol is, because
Yeah.
it's whatever you worship and want most.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's how I've had it explained.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So I mean,
Heck, in church they talk about how football could be your idol. You just want to go home and watch that game after I'm done preaching. Well, I'm going to keep preaching for another 15 minutes, and you're going to have to sit there and listen to God's love for you.
Oh boy.
I knew pastors who would do specifically go over when they knew there was a game at noon.
Pastors who would specifically reference football in a positive light and like.
Yes.
We know that the
We
game's
need to get
coming
out of here.
on.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
gotta go.
Yes, I have heard it both ways. I've heard it both ways.
it depends whether they had money running on it or not.
Yeah.
The pastor bet on the football game.
That's right. That day you donate.
Yeah, he needed some extra money in the collection plate.
All right,
to go
who
pay
put a
his
1 in the
bookie.
collection plate?
My
Pass it
bookie
to
ain't gonna
5.
take this quarters. Give me whole dollars.
You know what is crazy about the Catholic Church? They will literally send you a bill at the end of the year saying, this is what you owe us in tithes, so get on that.
Really?
Yes.
They never did that. The Catholics don't do that.
It might just be some sects, but I
Yeah.
definitely know I've
They
heard
just expect you to put something in the hat that goes by. Which.
And that's most churches.
I
Yeah.
just take $1 out and put this $2
And
out.
be like, I need this more than you do.
No, you just make change out of the offering. All I got is a 20.
Yeah, can I have change? And then you give them 50 cents.
So you put a 20 in and that somehow end up with $30.
Yeah,
What
there you go.
happened?
That sounds like a good deal. See, I only ever went to church for the free food.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
I
get a
mean,
little piece of bread
The nice
and a little bit of
wafer.
wine.
Oof, what a treat. What a
Jesus'
blessing.
blood. You gotta
Gosh,
love.
this will hold me over till dinner. Thanks, Jesus.
You laugh, but when I was in 3rd grade, going to Catholic school, and they'd make us go to church every Monday and Wednesday, that was my favorite part because it was like right before lunch. I was like, yeah, appetizer. Let's get it. It was like story time, sing song, another story time, snack time, bitch. And then we're getting lunch.
We always had
I
these.
had no friends.
We always had these disgusting styrofoam little wafers and these itty bitty glasses of
Yeah.
juice, and they like literally like taste like styrofoam. It's like this is not real.
I love that we watched him fondle it too and then put it in there.
That's a different one. That's a prop one.
Oh yeah, right.
Usually he eats that one, or
eats that.
the special guest.
It's usually like that big too.
Yeah, and he cuts it in half, and then
Listen, either way, so it's getting fondled.
Yeah,
So you
I'm sure-
cutting it in your
yeah.
mouth. They're like, that's right.
Well,
Thumb in, like.
So, and that's the other
You
thing is,
swallow.
there were, at least in the church that I went, there was 2 options. You could either open your mouth, and they would place it in your mouth, or you could go like this, and they would place it in your hand if you didn't want to basically be that close to the... Yeah, but... So...
Put that cracker in my
Give it
mouth.
to me, Lord.
Yeah. But the entire thing was, and mind you, I went to a private Catholic academy where there were teachers watching us during
Oh,
this part.
boy.
So we were under supervision. And there was a limited amount of time from when it was handed to you and you had to put it in your mouth. Otherwise,
Or else the holiness just wore away.
apparently, I'm not even joking.
No, I mean they transfer it into the body of Christ.
So basically,
It will decay.
you get good at doing a swap. So it pretends like you put it, but you don't actually put it in your mouth. And then you go with your group of friends who are all into really weird shit, and then you do your own ritual with the thing that they give you.
See, I thought you were just gonna hide it in your pillow. Like, you got like a.
Like that.
like a bunch of crackers, like yeah, it's Friday night.
You lay your head down and just crack, 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 crack.
You guys hungry?
The body of Christ fairy would come by. Leave me a
wish
quarter.
Leave you a little sample of wine. Like.
Yeah. Technically, it would leave you a nail or
so in
something.
school,
Oh, yeah.
you were one of those kids that left wafers and wine for Santa.
Yes. Yes.
You're welcome, Dad.
So in the Protestant church, they don't actually touch it or anything. So they have these itty bitty little plastic cups that they put in this very ornate tray that's made of silver, and then they take the little top off that has a little cross on top, and everybody comes up and grabs their juice and a little of these styrofoam round crackers. Then you all go back to your seats, wait for the pastor to say his prayer or whatever, and then you all eat it together.
Yeah, see, for us, it was literally, they held a chalice that was heaping with
You,
the little wafers.
you took a
Coronavirus.
sip right after.
Well,
Grandma.
this was way before that.
Yep.
They
you-
just
you
wiped
take
it
your
with the
sip,
cloth.
then they wipe it. Then the
Oh,
next person.
yeah, 'cause it's-
Yeah, then there's this whole
yeah.
cleaning ritual with this rag that's probably never been cleaned.
There's definitely something floating. You're chewing and you.
I
remember
swear to
that
God,
one
there was
forgotten
one
about.
time the priest kind of tapped it, getting the last crumbs out. Yeah.
No.
It's really weird the thing people will go and sit through.
Yeah, it is when you really think about it. But, yeah, it is. It's very true. And the weirder thing is, like, when you actually get into the, like, the theology behind a lot of these things, it's like they're literally saying that when it enters your body, it is becoming the body of, like, you are eating another person. You're literally eating his flesh
Is
and
that why
drinking
you're-
his
That's why I
Cannibalism?
said cannibalism
Yeah,
is
yeah,
okay.
so that
I'd
a
like
lot
to
of people
visit
can...
my idols.
No, is that why you are against
Oh,
cannibalism?
no. But there actually is a verse in the Bible where Jesus lost a lot of followers where he specifically says, if you follow me, you will have to eat of my flesh and drink of my blood. And a lot of people are like, fuck this guy! Like, what the fuck?
He was into some kinky stuff.
There's
on,
the
Judas.
missing verse in James where they all say his boyfriend ran away naked. True story.
Maybe it was just a boy who was a friend.
You don't know his life.
And then the Catholic Church started. No, anyway.
What can we do? Well, we definitely need boys in here.
Oh,
We're following Jesus' example,
Oh.
right?
no. I really don't think he went that way.
Agreed.
That's one thing that I think the priests have wrong.
Yep, I would definitely agree with that. I'd say that that was a perversion of religion.
Yes. But going back to the topic at hand.
Right.
Yeah, no, I still think that's one of the things where the older I get, you know, it's normal. You see the next generation's idols And it's just like, what is going on,
Yeah,
you know?
I can't really even think of one that I would consider an idol or any kind of person you would want to follow.
I mean, Billie Eilish seems pretty cool. I'd sit down and have a cup of coffee or Coca-Cola with her.
I
Play some
suppose.
Zelda or something. I don't know. She'd probably be
I
fun
don't-
for a cool night.
I don't think of those kind of people's idols like us, though.
So you don't, but there's a lot of
Yeah,
people that do.
that's true.
I mean, nowadays, idols are people on YouTube. I
Yeah,
mean, how many of them
TikTok
have
people.
thousands and millions of followers, you
Right?
know?
Like, Jenna
PewDiePie.
Marbles leaves and then you cry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I said Jenna Marbles leaves and then you cry.
I don't know who that
I'm
is.
fine now.
Are you? Are you, though?
I am.
You don't seem like you're fine.
She's been in my dreams for the last 2 nights. We gotta move on. Anyway. It wasn't anything weird. It was more like watching her dogs. And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
don't worry about it.
Other than Hinduism and Buddhism, are there any other religions that actually use statues as like actual idols?
I want to say all but Muslims.
Well, yeah, but if you're giving Christianity the cross, I suppose that is a symbol.
Mm-hmm.
People pray, but then yeah.
Jesus on the cross is a huge symbol. Then you have the manger. Then you have the queen or the Virgin Mary itself is another idol. There's
Well, you gotta sell
the
your merch too.
Judaism has the Star of David is the one thing that they always kind of idolize. They have the dreidel, I want to say. I could be completely wrong.
I think
there.
that's just
Doesn't sound like they-
The menorah is a thing.
that's true. But I mean, I think those are just cultural symbols we recognize. I don't necessarily think they're idols. Like I don't think they're sitting there worshiping it. Maybe the David Star because it is on their flag and everything, so I could kind of see that.
I feel like it's a looser interpretation of idol, but I think it could be considered an idol. Not so much in the worshiping kind, but in
Right.
the following, giving extra value to kind of deal. Buddhists have Buddha.
Buddha, yeah.
The spaghetti monster guys. They got the spaghetti monster.
Yep.
Cthulhu.
Shinto, they have a million gods they
Right.
worship, so they have a lot. The Chinese, different Chinese philosophies, they worship anything from the dragons to cats to different things like that.
Pandas. Kung Fu
No.
panda.
Pandas, I don't think are really a
Dragon
thing.
Like
warrior.
yeah, and when paganism was when paganism was a lot bigger in Europe, they worshipped like kind of like the Wiccans do now, different things in nature, different stuff like that.
In Japan, they idolize the penis. They have temples
Well,
for it.
You know, maybe I should go to Japan. That's all I'm saying.
You could get your picture on a giant wooden dick.
It's my dream
Well,
come
just
true.
Keep in mind, in Japan they've got all those weird ass vending machines
Yeah.
with like women's
Used underwear
panties
Yeah, I don't get that.
Sex
I really,
toys.
I have never understood it.
Okay, they also have Pikachu costumes and
Yeah, let's focus on positive.
they got the cool candy stores
Stop shitting on an
and
entire country and
Listen.
culture.
It's just an island.
they've got that cool giant robot thing that moves and does stuff and it lights
Fuck,
up and they have
yeah.
a theme song that plays every time it does a thing.
Barbie girl.
I did a ballerina dance to that song when I was a young child, so.
I would like a
I'm a
demonstration,
Barbie
please,
girl.
right here on the table.
Oh man, we have. No, that is not happening. But.
I will get my singles.
And that stemmed from me being jealous that my sisters were in ballet. And I was like,
You didn't get to go to ballet?
no, I didn't get to go to ballet.
Why?
My parents were all like,
That's not
no,
for boys."
that's not for boys.
Have you ever heard of a dude called Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Yes, yes.
He took ballet in a movie that he was very badass, dude.
Well, and don't get me wrong, they eventually did put me in it, and I did jazz and tap dance, but I couldn't do ballet. They wouldn't let me
You
do
did
ballet.
tap dancing?
I did.
That's so sad.
I was pretty good at it for a while.
Tap dancing is
is
the devil.
amazing. I'm sorry, but old musicals where the guys can tap. I mean, come on, the coordination that takes,
Nah,
the rhythm they can make.
I don't like tap dancing. makes me.
Music with your feet.
Yeah, it's
Wrong.
just
It's
weird.
right. It's
Wrong.
amazing.
It's like what is the other one?
the
The
clickety
Irish water dancing? No.
Irish,
Am I getting-
River dance.
River dancing. That thing.
That's
I hate
also
that.
incredible.
It's all
I'm
weird.
just
It's
jealous
wrong because
they
it's
can
the
dance.
Irish do it. That's why it's wrong.
Fuck you.
So.
Well,
I am
I'm saying I'm
Irish.
just jealous
Thank you
they
very
can
much.
dance.
I mean, I'm mostly American, but there's Irish in there. And that's the part of myself I identify with. I don't know why. It's because their accents are hot. That's really why.
Have you heard?
Yeah,
they're really
fucking
hot.
hot.
Here.
You've heard the people who've been sober enough to leave
you know what?
Ireland?
No.
Comedian.
You want to know what I
Hold on.
idolize is
Hold on.
accents.
Okay, yeah.
Scottish and
But
Irish.
to quote a
game
comedian,
over.
diddly dee potatoes.
Yes, it is. I'm sorry. It is.
It's not.
Diddly potatoes. It's amazing.
No, that was British.
I'm
It's very
sorry.
British.
Hi, latte.
I know they're not the same thing. That was Scottish.
I know.
That was
I will get there. Give me a minute. Keep talking,
Think of the
but I'll
last
get
one.
there.
Just think Shrek.
That's
That's
Scottish.
Canadian.
But no,
Shrek is not Canadian.
Shrek is Scottish, isn't he?
Shrek is Canadian.
Just because he's wearing a vest
Who
doesn't
does the
mean-
voice for Shrek? Where is he from?
He's from
Canadian.
Canada.
Canada.
He's from Canada.
He's from Canada.
All right there, bud.
Hmm. See, that's Canadian.
So, Shrek's not real.
No, Shrek is.
Shrek is love. Shrek is life. Actually,
Shrek is the
Donkey's
idol.
real.
I actually officiated a wedding, and they're like, add that at the end of your speech, and I was like, everyone's gonna be cool with that. They're like, we don't care what everyone wants. What everyone
want
says,
it.
we want this. You have no clue how many times I had to rewrite that entire damn speech to fit in Shrek is love, Shrek is life.
I mean, you just slapped it on the end.
No, here's how I said it. I said, now, this wedding is ended. Go out into the world. Shrek is love, Shrek is life.
Ah, yes.
You know, I think this does bring up a good point, though, that the number one idol in America is definitely our media. Like
Leonardo
that's
DiCaprio.
really, well, yeah, but it's part of the media.
Mhm.
Like that is what we look up to. Those stories are the things.
How
that
many
we're-
people grew up watching TV?
Right, exactly. How many people binge Netflix? I mean, I know I do.
Mhm.
I watch so much Netflix, I'm running out of shows to watch.
I
Yeah.
gotta get Hulu.
Yeah.
Had it for a while.
When you get the Crunchyroll, you get the this, the that.
Yeah.
The Amazon Prime starts taking your money some more. It's fine. Don't worry about
I see.
There's
I-
plenty out there. You'll never run out.
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, before that, radio was king.
Yeah.
The entire family would sit and listen to radio plays and shit like that.
And then they made.
off the news. We don't want to hear that. We want to hear slow jazz and tap dancing.
No, they would listen to stories about
Yeah.
aliens and then become convinced it was real and
Yep.
freak out.
Hmm. Well, in all fairness to that event, the guy who was doing the radio play did do a great job faking that it was happening for real, and people actually believed it. You never heard about
I've
that?
never heard about that.
Oh.
So
yeah.
it was an airing of the War of the Worlds, and
Okay.
the disc jockey that was narrating and setting it up made it sound real, like he was reporting on a real event.
Yeah,
that
wasn't
was
this in the
happening.
50s?
I don't remember dates or anything, but then people started freaking out and calling the cops, calling things.
Yeah, they had a name for it too. I don't remember what it was.
I'm not sure, but yeah, full panic.
Oh, that's a legend right
Mhm.
there.
Yes.
That's my new idol.
Yep.
Oh boy.
But yeah, when it comes to idols, I don't think it's so much spiritual anymore. I don't think that's what people go to find their values anymore. It is our media, our culture.
Our politicians.
Yeah, that's a big one is the politicians. They've really become our new religious leaders
Yeah.
in some ways.
So the question is, how can people find better idols? Like how can you make a way that people can realize that, you know, if you follow somebody who's vain and all they care about is, you know, fame or really superficial things, you're not gonna get to a good place in life. How would you go about finding a better? I know you can't tell
You
people
can't.
to do it, but
Right.
there's gotta be a way that you can, like, I hate to say show, but some way that you can influence without influencing, if that makes any sense.
Even then, you can try, but people don't believe it.
Well, I think the only way that you can really affect other people is by being a good enough person that other people would, want to copy you in some ways. So I think that's really, honestly, if we're talking about idols, that's the only way that you can impact other people is be a good enough person that they're like, that person's a really awesome guy. Maybe I should, learn something from him, and be a good enough person to know that if you give somebody advice, it's not superficial.
Yeah.
And but it also has to come from that person. Like I said earlier, it's taking the ethic that you see in them and installing it in yourself and saying, I'm still me, but I want what you have because it's awesome. And so you have to find a way to incorporate it into who you are.
Yeah.
I think society's just doomed.
No positivity.
End of the channel, right?
How does society? Don't. It sucks.
Just have a pack of Gushers and call it a day. Good night. The end.
Cody?
Anything else?
Oh.
No.
Okay.
We're fucked.
Yeah. I don't know. Just
Leonardo DiCaprio. He's a good guy.
The biggest thing, I think, yes, Leonardo DiCaprio is a good guy, but I think the biggest thing is just to look at what they're actually doing. What are their actions showing you? What are the things that they do that are good, and what is it that you like about them? You really have to do a lot of soul searching to find that. Does that make sense? You really have to dig deep to be all like, how can I get there, but still be a good person?
yeah.
But that's really all there is to it.
The words of Hunter S. Thompson. I've never been one to encourage people to use drugs, but they always work for me.
Damn straight.
In the words of everyone who saw Titanic, there was room for two on that boat.
Fuck you, Kate Winslet.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed the conversation, come and meet us again, and like, subscribe, share, leave us a comment. We really want to hear about your feedback, and hit that little bell for us, and you can get updates every Friday for when we put out a new video.